All right, and welcome back to this war of mine. I'm getting my games confused. This is not a good way to start things out. So anyway, welcome back to the Chartreuse Leprechaun channel. My name is Mark, your host, and today we're going to pick up where we left off in this war of mine. Yeah, we'll see if we can pronounce everything correctly for once. We are not in good shape today. We have people who are insanely sick, and yeah, I'm actually kind of hoping that this ends up being the last day of the game. It'd be a really short video, but at least everyone would live. Yeah, it's not looking good. So let's take a look here. So Anton went out helping neighbors. He's barely moving, and so is Roman, and he came back with a full bottle of booze. So unfortunately, we do not have an upgraded bench to that makes bandages and cigarettes and things of that nature, because if we did, we could actually make real medicine, which, yeah, well, clearly we need. So let's pick up where we were and see where we go. Oh, I forgot. She's depressed. Oh, good. She got a night's rest and she is merely depressed. That's good. These two I worry about, though. Wow. Alright, well, let's take a quick new look at what we have on hand. We have no firewood. We have some wood. We have lots of parts, gears. Oh, man, we are just short of the wood to upgrade this bench. Let's see. Oh, she will run. Good. Pretty sure we're not going to be able to do this. Did we have any? We don't. Darn. Okay. I was looking for something we could put in here. Yeah, we need another 13 wood. We need one of those. We could actually make one of those blender grinder thingies. But that doesn't help us with the wood, especially since we're going to have to use some of that wood to make firewood. Okay. Well, oh, wait a minute. We can destroy that. Oh, that's good. And we got something up there we can destroy. Oh, that's firewood and that's wood. Oh, we may not be as bad off as I was thinking we are. No, Katya, finish, please. Well, we got 3, and we got some firewood, so that's good news. And we only got that one thing up there we can chop up. It's a big cabinet. Well, we'll see where we get. Getting cold. Yeah, dropping into the 50s. Need to throw some wood on the fire. Terminally ill. Terminally ill. Ugh. Brutal. I don't recall ever trying to finish a game where my characters got this bad. In terms of their mental health and their No. You stay in bed, get better. You stay in bed, get better. You look at that. Not again. We only got 10 wood, so not enough. But the good news is we can come down here and make food. And doesn't look like anybody's going to be showing up today. So there we go. We'll make a few meals here. And we'll let everybody eat. And then I'm going to decide which one of those guys I want to get out of bed and have do stuff so that Katya can sleep. There we go. We'll feed her. Send her down there. We'll send you up to eat. And we'll put you in bed. And think he'll move. Not very quickly, but okay. All right, so he's fed. And we'll fire that all the way up. What's on the radio? Led to believe international peacekeepers going to put an end to the civil war. All right. I think I mentioned it when we saw that the other day, that usually it's 2 to 3 in-game days before that actually happens. And you don't find out till the end of the daytime period of whatever day it occurs on. So, as I said when we started this, here's hoping that this is the episode for that. He's sad. Well, that's good news. At least he's not depressed. We'll put Roman back in bed, I guess. Oh, no, wait. Roman, you go up there, play some guitar. Him and Katya, I believe, of these three, are the musicians. And the music will actually improve. I don't know what time frame or what mathematical progression that goes on. But music played well, obviously, will improve morale. So here's hoping. Yeah, he's not so great. All right, Katya was the one for that then. Oh well, it was worth a try. So, oh, everyone lived. Yes, it did work. This was the end of this particular game. And now you get a summary of stuff that went on while you were in the house. Things you did, things you saw. That's Roman killed that soldier at the grocery store. The girl got away. Roman helped carry a sniper victim to safety. We let Anton in the house to stay with us. All of those things improved morale. We had a surprise find of goods, and the rebel soldiers came in, and we refused to give up our neighbor. These are good things that happen usually. Neighbors came to ask for help. We did it. Outstanding. And then the ceasefire came in. And yeah, we didn't get a chance to get to the hospital and help the doctors and the nurses and all of that. But there's a lot of things that go on. And then you have this. Roman survived. He tortured by his past. He started doing drugs. And he died of drug-related problems later. Katya used her contacts to find her parents in a refugee camp. She brought them back to the city, rebuilt their house, and she published her diary, bestseller. Anton, deep marks on his character, but he returned to teaching with determination. And too old to get the medal that was given to everybody, he was still eligible for a very, very prestigious award. So, yeah, pretty good stuff. And now we go back to the main loading screen. So, wow, I really was not expecting this to be such a short video. Interesting. Well, that was this War of Mine, the standard game. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and play a game of stories. We'll take a look at this. I'll warn you now, these get kind of dark. Father's Promise is probably the darkest of them all, but it is the most poignant. So, let's do tough choice. The Father's Promises is how a father deals with his child in a war. And the child disappears, and the story is all about finding out what happened, where the child is, how the child is doing, and so forth. The last broadcast has to do with a crippled man running a radio station that broadcasts news of import to the people in the city. Hey, we figured out a place to find gasoline. We figured out a place to find food. We figured out that the army is over here doing this. And so on. Fading Embers, as I said early on, is about trying to save the cultural history of a people. And both of these games are about as long as what we've already played. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? I think I'm going to have to think on this one. So we are going to call this an episode. It's incredibly short, and I apologize because I'm sure you were looking forward to something much more meaningful and informative and so forth. But I think we'll call this for today. Much to my surprise. But again, this game is called This War of Mine. It's about surviving in a war zone, and there's different formats, different ways you can do it. One of the ones I've tinkered with lately. You know what? Let's just do that for a start. I want to show you how this plays differently when you do it differently. We are going to just be a single person, and I'm not sure which version of this we're actually going to be playing because I just told it to play it. Well, we'll find out in a minute. Okay, so what we have is Marco. He was a firefighter, and most of his team died. His family is safe in the countryside. He moved to an abandoned house to get his brain wrapped around what's going on. This neighborhood has been relatively intact. People still have valuables. It's also attracting gangs. So, with that in mind, we are alone in this house, and it is the same house we had before. I was hoping for the other one. I think I said it once. There's two different houses that the classic game takes place in. This happens to be one of them. It's the same one we had before, so not a whole lot of differences there, except Marco is by himself. Now, the catch to this particular method of play, you can't stay in your house at night. You have to go out and scavenge to find things, to be able to build things, to be able to secure your house, close off the walls, lock the doors, so on and so forth. But if you gather all your stuff, somebody's going to come and steal it. And so you have to judiciously go through and decide, I'm going to... Well, here we'll show you. Wasted a good 2 hours of gameplay, of in-game time rather. Yes, we want that. And we want that. We're going to leave the transistor because it doesn't do us that much good early on. And we're going to leave those in there. It's a strange thing, but people who come to rob your house can't actually get into, or don't seem to be able to get into the search locations to take stuff out of it. I've always kind of thought that was a little odd, but it's a game. We'll take all of that, and one of the nice things about this is you can gather up all your materials and your wood and your gears and so forth, and you can prepare to build things. You don't necessarily have to complete the build. And not enough. Okay, we're going to go upstairs now, find stuff. And actually, we need to go free up that door. Come on, Marco, you're a fireman. You can break through a door. See what we get here. Alright, I want to be careful about how much stuff I grab because I don't want to have a bunch of stuff left over. Whoops, that wasn't what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Excellent, we can make that. That's good. Every way that you play this game has its own unique challenges. This one, playing by yourself, you don't actually stay by yourself through the whole game, as happened in the one that we just completed when Anton showed up. There are other people that can show up to your game and be part of your group of survivors. Okay, so we got that. So we can close off that hole. Let's go up and... oh, shoot. I needed the tool bench. I may have just screwed up. Maybe not. Take that because you usually need it wherever you go. Let's go back down here. Have to make that bench because... yeah, there we go. We're going to need tools. As you saw from the previous playthrough, you have to have tools for this game. You cannot make it through this game without tools. You've got to have a shovel. You've got to have block picks. You've got to have saw blades. Crowbar makes an excellent weapon to defend yourself. And as you saw from the times that the house got raided, everybody was armed. We were able to repel the invaders, sort of thing. So, yeah, it's important. So we'll get that shovel going. This may be about as far as we get. I may try and clear some rubble. Yeah, we'll see. There we go. Now we have that. Let's come back over here. And, oh, we can do another one. Outstanding. Well, what about this? No. Come back over here, Marco. Yeah, not quite. Okay, so... actually, you know what? We'll go upstairs. Close that one off. The thing about being alone is that you're not worried about finding all of your materials and stuff. That's not important. What's important is guarding what you do have. So in this particular case, we're actually in good shape in terms of what we have actually the materials and equipment and supplies and such that we've actually found in game for this. Yeah, we'll go ahead and dig that one out, and we'll let that end the day. Alright, so Shelled Cottage. We haven't had that location before. Semi-detached house, decrepit squat. I can't talk. So we'll look at the Shelled Cottage because there's no people, there's nothing we need to worry about there. What's going on in semi-detached? Oh yeah, that's the same one we had before where there's people there but they shoot at anything that moves and oh yeah, fun. Okay, so the shelled cottage is where we're going to go. Now, because there will be people, or there could be people who show up to steal whatever we have, we need to take everything with us. And you'll notice that takes up a lot of our storage. This is the interesting element to playing as a solo person for however long it takes the game to bring someone into your shelter. All right. So we'll go in here, which by the way also means that no matter what you find, you don't want to try and bring it all home. Now, I don't remember what is actually needed in here and what is not for... Okay, so we can dig that out. And... Good job, Marco. That doesn't, however, stop you from going to every marked spot in the building to find everything, pack it up, and take it to your single storage location like I do at the beginning. The location at the front of the game location. Oh my gosh, look at all that food. This spot, you know, where I'm hiding everything. My gosh. Oh look, another tank in a backyard. Just what everybody needs, apparently. Okay, and let's see what's down here. Okay, let's see what's upstairs. Basically what I'm looking at is to see I have one lockpick. And I want to see the best place to use it. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, we'll do this one. I don't remember what's in that cabinet. I have a feeling that was probably the better place to use this, but is what it is. So... see what this little marker is. This is a zone of anti-terrorist operations. Person remaining in the city will be treated as terrorist supporters. For your own and your family's safety, leave immediately. The Army guarantees you safe passage. Yeah, not many people believed that after some of the stuff the Army did there. Yeah. Sad reality in far too many countries that the military is such a... I can't even think of a phrase to describe what it was I wanted to say there. Yeah. That's pretty bad. But unfortunately, it is a reality in too many places in this world. And that's even worse. Alright, so I'll come back here. I can't open the cabinet, but I can dig out that because pretty sure there will be more lockpicks in a cabinet or a pile of stuff somewhere in our house, our shelter. So I should be able to get one of those and come back here. But I can pick up all the stuff in here. Outstanding. Plenty of wood. we'll see what's in here. We're probably just going to do this one day in this this particular version of the game. I wanted you to see it because it changes a lot about how you play this game. Alright, so we won't need to eat until tomorrow, or the day. Every other day or every third day is when you need to eat. So that's not per se an issue for us. We'll take that. We'll take that. Yeah, Marco is the second largest. He has the, how do I say this? He has the second largest carry ability at 15 slots. So it's one of the reasons I like to play with him, because he can carry a lot of stuff. Don't need transistors at this moment. We'll do wood because we want to close up that other hole in the wall. Okay, and we'll run to the exit. And we'll play part of this day because I want to show you a couple things about it. Or actually, I only need to show you the load up screen where he first comes in, and it shows you what what he brought back, what's going on today, and so forth. So now we're starting day 2, and nobody tried to raid us last night. But I want you to look at the numbers here. Remember, he left with a shovel, he left with some wood, and he left with some of these parts, materials, whatever the heck the game is calling it. When you do that and you come back, it only tells you what you brought back above what you left with. Okay? So in this particular case, it says he came back with 4, 6, and 10. But if we open this, it says we've got 26 and 14. Okay? So those numbers matter, and it is something to pay attention to. But as you can see, there's some pretty interesting elements to this particular version of playthrough where there's only one of you. And you know what, I'm going to play through at least part of the morning and see if one of the people shows up, because what you get as a solo player, it makes it a little bit easier and a little more difficult. People come by with stuff. There's a guy that comes back with a bunch of wood. There's another person that shows up with some food. There's somebody that shows up with medicine. There's somebody that could show up. I say shows up. It could be any combination of these. You don't necessarily always get all of them. But yeah. And now you have the added difficulty of, okay, so now I've got wood. I can build stuff. But at the same time, I have this supply of wood that I have to guard. I have to protect it. I have to cart it off with me. The same with the medicine or the food. I can't leave it here because we'll get raided and somebody will come take it. And yeah, you can see where this is going in a hurry. There's, as I've said repeatedly throughout all of our playthroughs on this game, it is all about your choices. Everything has to do with your choices. What did you choose to do? What did you choose not to do? And it will affect you. You saw it in our last game with everybody being sick at the end. Why? Because I didn't do a very good job of managing medicine and making sure everybody took some when they needed it. And I almost got everybody killed. Yeah, so it's a heck of a challenge, this game. It is. It looks like nobody's showing up today. All right, so we're just going to call that a game and a session. I hope you've enjoyed our time today. Show you a few things. This game, the playthrough can be really difficult in terms of what you do with your characters and whether they make it or not. So, yeah, This War of Mine is an excellent game. Came out in 2014. Written by 2 guys, modeled on the Siege of Sarajevo, and well worth the time to play it. To experience all the different nuances that come with the different versions of play, whether that be in the stories versions or in the more classic version, what they call the final cut. At any rate, I want to thank you for visiting with us here at the Chartreuse Leprechaun channel. My name is Mark, your host. We do appreciate you spending your time with us. I know your time is valuable, and I appreciate that you spent that time with me. And I look forward to seeing you again the next time. And so until then, thanks again for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.